I'm Kathleen with Northwest Canine Coalition. Today we are going to shine a light on that handsome boy. His name is Cash. He is an Alaskan Malamute. With me today also is Julie McCallum-Allen. She is a dog trainer with Learning for Life Dog Training. She's also the dog trainer out here at Mallee Valley. Now Cash is up for adoption. He's a four-year-old, right? Four-year-old Alaskan Malamute, like I said. And some interesting points to keep in mind about Cash is that, as you might notice, I'm over here and Cash is over there, which isn't usually the case when we do our dog videos and we're shining a light on dog. Usually I'm like got my face in their fur and we're all over and we're best buddies right away. But with Cash, he has some boundary concerns that we want to really take note of. So he guards his space, he guards his toys, he guards his food. And all that means is that when you meet him, it's on his terms, it's on his timing. You take it slow. When he's ready to meet you, then you can kind of slowly join each other. Now, Julie, you are going to, later in our video, demonstrate tethering points in the home. But before we get to that, we're going to get to know a little bit more about Cash. We're going to watch him run around and play and learn what he knows and how he can be your new best friend in your home. And he's just looking adorable. And how you can do that together. So, Cash, without further ado, let's get to know you, okay? All right. Cash is a 4-year-old Alaskan Malamute who was rescued from an overcrowded shelter in California, spending some time on death row. Luckily, Cash was rescued by WildMal, and now he's looking for his new home here in the Pacific Northwest. Cash is house trained, but he could use additional training for his obedience skills. He needs an adopter who has experience with a dog who has resource guarding behavior. With Cash, that's his space, his food, and his toys. So he needs someone who is attentive to his body language and who is willing to work with him to help manage that in his home. Cash is a smart pup. He knows sit and down, touch, stay, come, shake, and will enjoy learning new tricks with his new family. He's a real people pleaser and is ready to go on adventures. As with all Malamutes, he needs regular exercise. That's very important to satisfying his energy and mental needs. Cash is good with other dogs, but it's very important for his new family to be aware of his body language around toys and food and his space. Felines are fine in most homes, but not if there's a Malamute, including Cash. If there are kids in the home, they should be a little bit older and dog savvy. Cash does well riding in the car to go on those adventures. Thank you, Julie, so much for your training tips. And also, Cash comes with a training session with Julie to help you determine in your home where those tether points should be, how to incorporate them into your home, how to make that transition from Mallee Valley to your house, so it's seamless and successful from the first paw forward.
Exactly.
Excellent. And if you would like to learn more about how maybe he can be your new best friend, you can go to our website, nwcaninecoalition.org, click on the logo for WildMal, read his bio, fill out an online adoption application, and who knows, you and Cash and snuggle up together for the winter months. Thank you so much for all the information. And Cash, this one's for you, buddy. Okay, I'm just going to let you sniff on your terms, and I'm good with that. Thank you so much for watching. As promised, I'm back here with Julie and Cash, and we are going to talk about tether points in your home.
Basically, when you're dealing with a dog who's got resource guarding issues, it's really good to manage the dog when they're in the house. And part of management is looking to see where the dog is going to hang out, where the dog will be sleeping and be calm, if you're going to hang out in a nice space with him in a living room, or in your kitchen if you're someone who likes to hang out in the kitchen. In these kind of places, it's always a good idea to have a tether point, which is a place where the dog can be tethered to. So you take a leash. The leash is tied to a specific point that's really strong, like underneath the foot of a couch, or underneath the foot of a table,
or a countertop, or
anything like that, and it comes out and it can be directly connected to either a leash that's already on the dog or directly to the dog's collar. that means that the dog will have a limited area that they can actually get to anybody in, and it gives you a protective space so that you can get in and out of a space that your dog is not going to learn to guard. It's actually useful to have a couple in the house, maybe an area where the dog relaxes, as well as an area where there's a little bit more action. And it's a good idea to have a very good plan as to where these are going to go, and everyone agrees on how much room people have to move around the dog, but not actually have the dog be able to get to them.
Right, okay.
So if there is guarding issues, you can actually move away from the dog and not in any way be harmed, and then start working on those guarding issues with him.
Okay, and what's I find really great about that whole setup is that the dog, your puppy, family member, can still see you.
Yes.
And that's so important for so many of them.
It is, exactly.
They want to see you. Where are my people?
Exactly. Yeah, it's very important that you stay safe, especially with the garter, but it's also important that he gets to be part of the family, and that he feels relaxed and in a place. So the more relaxed you are, and the more that you're not worried about too much about what the space that you have, the better and more relaxed he will be. So that's why tether points really work very well, especially with dogs who you're unsure as to what they're going to be like in your new house.
Excellent. Those are great tips. And also probably very important to take note to share with your guests, your friends and family who do come over, that you do have this setup in your home, and explain to them the whys and the boundaries so that everyone is on board with the plan and why it's in place, and so that everyone is safe, and just really enforcing that Cash, for example, is still a part of your family, and this is, it probably helps to release some of his anxieties too, or stress.
It does.
He has that safe spot.
Exactly. And for example, if he's on his bed relaxing and we don't want to go up and disturb him, we can still toss a treat as we're walking by, make sure he knows that he's in a good space, he's in a relaxed space, he's still getting rewarded from us, but we're just tossing a treat rather than going up and disturbing him directly on his bed. Getting into his space that he might be guarding on, getting into his face which he might not like, yet we can still say, well done, you're a good boy, well done for lying on your bed.
Yeah, and it's so hard not to just snuggle into him because he's so fluffy, but it's really going to keep everyone happier, stress-free, safe to have those tether points in the house. So real quick, determine maybe 3 in your home, maybe a living space, a sleeping space, a cooking space, where Cash or another, if you have another dog with similar concerns, where they can safely be tethered, they can see you, still be a part of the family, they're in their comfort zone, and then everybody can take it slow, treat along the way while they come and meet them. So very doable, whether you're the novice dog owner, a seasoned dog owner, someone new to the Malamute world, which is amazing. I love it. I love learning so much about the Malamutes. Thank you, Julie, so much for your training tips.